Hello, Team MDOT. This is going to be my second chat with you regarding practical design. And what I want to discuss today is going to be how does practical design and value engineering coexist? We're going to talk about some Maryland-specific projects and how practical design has saved us substantial funds. And then lastly, what are my expectations of all of the TBUs and how we're going to implement practical design? It's obvious that a program like practical design is not a simple switch that we can hit on a wall and all of a sudden have it implemented. I'm aware that it takes a great deal of effort to change processes within our organization to utilize practical design from the very beginning of a project until its full completion. I've been advocating for practical design for well over a decade. And I have heard all kinds of explanations as to why it's not needed. I hear we already do it. I hear that there's nothing new to practical design. I don't buy it. Practical design delivers a different result than anything that is ongoing within MDOT and a lot of DOTs all across this country. We are still delivering projects that are overly expensive, contain far too many features that are wants, not needs. We are spending outrageous sums on bus barns, maintenance facilities that are hard to justify as being needs of the public, but far more likely represent wants of MDOT. That's why we are implementing practical design as a policy of MDOT. Are the terms practical design and value engineering really the same thing? Can they coexist? Does it make a difference whether we do practical design or whether we do value engineering? And the answer is that they are different. Value engineering is essentially what's done when a project is exceeding the budget, and therefore we have to make cuts and changes to try to bring it back into place to be able to be funded with the budget we have for that project. Practical design starts at the very beginning of a project, during purpose and need, in which we focus on need and not just our wants. And if we go through this process, what we end up with is a significant delta between the cost of looking at a project from what it's needed versus simply delivering a project at what it's budgeted. And so there's a time for value engineering, but value engineering is something we tend to do at the end of the process when we know a project is too expensive versus practical design, which allows us to deliver projects for less so that we can deliver more to our customers. I've been asked, what do you expect of us regarding practical design? And so let me be very clear, is I expect every TBU to be utilizing the policies that are being put in place for practical design. I expect our administrators, our chief engineers, our engineers, and our planners to utilize our policies, and if projects have progressed down that pipeline, then we need to stop and review if there are opportunities to apply practical design to that project now, even though we've gotten past the beginning stages. So this is a clear expectation that I have that MDOT will utilize our practical design policies. We all have a responsibility to ensure that our projects provide great value to the citizens of Maryland. That is why over the previous 2 years, since our team has come together and been in place, the application of practical design has saved an amount that is approaching $1 billion. Just imagine that. That means that we have nearly $1 billion available to us that can produce more projects to benefit our customers. So where does this come from? You know, we have saved at least $200 million on the design of the Nice Bridge. We have exceeded $200 million in savings on the Purple Line, which will produce even more savings as we've implemented really good financing tools to pay for that project. SHA has delivered nearly $450 million in savings on projects, both major and minor, over the last 2 years. Practical design is working, and we have the potential to deliver much more with your assistance in implementing practical design across MDOT. So what does this mean for you? Well, engineers, designers, planners should be able to look at a project and see that it's gone off track, that we've loaded it up with features that are going beyond what's needed to satisfy the need. Now, at SHA, they've chosen to start at projects at $10 million and above, in which they are reviewing every one of those projects and applying practical design. Now, they will circle back and work on projects below 10 million, but they believe the greatest impact can be on those larger projects. Now, various TBUs might choose a different dollar amount to review, but it's an activity that we should all be undertaking and looking for those projects that simply have been larded up with features that are not necessary. I know this isn't easy. This goes against tradition and culture and the way that we have undertaken the development of projects for decades. But this is a direction that we must be headed in, and I will be doing everything I can to help move the entire department in the direction of practical design. We have to do this. Our resources are constantly being challenged. We thought we had more money than what we're going through, but we've lost projected revenue. We cannot afford to spend money on anything more than what our needs are. Our customers expect us to connect them to life's opportunities, and that means we have to have a different approach from what we have done traditionally. Again, I know it's not easy. I know that not everyone agrees with this, but I ask you to apply practical design across the board, and I believe there will be more satisfaction within the department because we are going to be meeting more of our customers' needs. So I want to thank you for what you have done. I want to thank you for what you will be doing. And I know that our customers will be thanking you for meeting more of their needs. So I want you all to be careful, and I look forward to the next opportunity that I'll have to be able to visit with you about practical design and other things that are important to all of us.